Hello, fam. How are you?
Hi
Woo!
everyone.
Can't believe we're after how long we're back. Woohoo!
Wow, a
How
long,
are
long
you?
time.
It's been such a long time. I know.
Yeah,
We had such an amazing time with our Festa events and our Army events, and that was just wow. That was incredible. Everything that we did. So I'm excited to be back together with everyone again. Hello, Army. Great to see you. This is Nisha T. I'm here with Living Punked on 7. And of course, this is my lovely, lovely, lovely friend and co host for the day. And this is Floor. Talk to
hi. Hi everyone.
Hey. And I'm still in California, although not for too much longer. And Floor is now in um,
Madrid,
Madrid.
special city.
So you're going to tell us a little bit about something special that you get to pass on your way to work
Every day.
every day. I
Every
think you
day.
share a picture.
I did. I showed a picture yesterday, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we have it in here that we could put it up. It's a picture from her drive to work every day. So yeah, let's go into our show, and then we are definitely going to tell everybody about that little teaser about that little cute special thing that you and it's related to Tay. I think the giveaway is that she's in Madrid. That might be the giveaway. So, wow, that's like what is it? 6 degrees separation, only two, because you're passing it every single day. That's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
amazing.
yeah,
I
it's
think
close
I
to
think.
where I live, but
Aw,
I
that
wasn't
must be.
here when you came, so
That's
I
okay.
wasn't
That's
going.
okay. You still have that connection, though.
Yeah,
You still have that connection, and that's really something, isn't it? We talk about that all the time, and I think today's show is going to talk a lot about that level of connection, right?
yeah.
And um, we're we're doing an episode today on it's called BTS Wrapped and Bangtan and Army as an empowered force for unity and healing. That's who we are. So we're talking a lot, I think, about the last 6 weeks, and every time we think we're going to have a 2 seconds of a break, or we can breathe, or we can actually go to sleep and actually have a night's sleep, that's not what happens.
It's not what happens. I literally go to bed and wake up with news.
I know there's just never seems to be a moment, and I'm okay with that, right? Because obviously we know there's coming a period of time very shortly where we won't have that access to them the way that
Yeah.
we do now, and it's going to be a lot of sadness at that time. So I like, let's take what we have right now. It's a lot of sleepless nights. It's so funny. All of my army chats, it comes up almost all the time. But being a BTS army means being sleepless. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
it is. So, oh my goodness. So we're going to talk a little bit about the D-Day finale, D1 to 3, which we live streamed together. We're going to talk a lot about Tay, obviously, because we're right, in the middle of his promos, and oh my God, so much in the fields of this, and a few minutes with our 7, and then we're going to talk about Beyond the Story, the book. We're already I think we're 7 weeks into the book, so I think at this point it's okay for us to kind of talk a little bit about some of the favorite parts of the book, some of the things that we thought maybe we had the most connection to, and then Namjoon's live, and then Jungkook's live, and then Jungkook's other live, and then V's live and V's other. Sorry, it's been like that. So
Yeah, it's been a very hectic week.
no, it's been a very hectic week for everyone, and there's a lot. So we wanted to go live last week right after D-Day 3, and then we thought it was actually a lot to take in with Yoongi's news. So it's a good thing we waited, because within 48 hours we had Tay. So I'm happy that we did. So as always, my lovelies, I'm hoping that you're joining us now live here on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Twitch and on YouTube. So please, please, please check in with us today. Let us know. what it is that you want to talk about, any news that we have possibly missed, because I could tell you it'd be very easy to miss news, because there's just so much happening. Um, and then also, please, 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 as always, we're only as good as the chat. So you're remember that you are audience, are our guest as well, and having you on makes the show so much richer and so much more interactive and lively, and just we just love it so much. So please check in with us. As you could see, I'm doing my normal beginning of the show where I check in and make sure everything's gone live correctly. So, Flor, you want to go ahead and start us out with reading?
Mm.
Oh, you
Well,
want me to get... Hey, Mildred's on. Tessa's on. Hey, guys. How are you? Woo! Say hi, everyone. Okay, everyone. So join the LB17 to chat about all things Bangtan today. From rainy days, Love Me Again, to Beyond the Story, to D-Day, Yoongi finally opening the door, which literally had everyone in puddles and probably still in puddles. Moving forward straight out of the book, by the way. Global brand ambassadorship, and Done is Better Than Perfect with Namjoon from his live is probably one of the best things I've ever heard. And life is soup, and I'm a fork. Ah, how brilliant is our guy? How brilliant is our Namjoon? So we are at some point today going to be joined by Joanna Chupas, also a trauma specialist and Bangtani now since 2017. And I think Angela might jump in at some point. She's over in Doha, so we've missed her. She's not been able to be on the show since our FESA event. So I'm hoping to see her again soon. And so, as always, hello, Army, and welcome back to Living Bangtan 7. And as everyone knows, it's been an emotionally hectic and exciting and painful few weeks for us. With Yoongi's D-Day finale, 3 days of as emotional roller coasters filled with joy and tears and happiness and sadness, seeing our Maknae line, but then seeing also our Namjoon. And man, I was holding out the fondest hopes in the world that we'd see all 7 of them together, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got to see our Hoba and we got to see our Jinnah together. And that's the first time actually since Hoba's enlistment. So, as you know, we love and appreciate all of you and love to hear from each of you. So if you can drop a purple heart or a thumbs up here, it will really help us. Join the chat. And as you know, here at LB7, our entire model is about world building, creating safe and cathartic spaces for Army and anyone who needs to hear these words from us, for anyone who didn't have anyone else to turn to today. And we are a place for rest and respite. And we are a platform under the DG team that brings you wellness discussions, content, and musings based on the healing positive messages of Bangtan Sonyeon. And on the DG, we bring you the positive messages of multiple fandoms. And we have some news coming up at the end of the show. We'll go over it really quickly. We are launching 2 brand new shows. And one of those is going to be in the lines of a reaction type of show. So we'll talk about that. So, all right. So want to go ahead and start with today's show. We'll highlight, Floor, way down here. Way down here. That's it. Okay, we follow a storyboard so that we don't get too crazy, or we don't. So it's basically a script that we kind of give ourselves so we know what we're following. We know the subjects that we want to talk about, and we try to keep everyone on track. Otherwise, there's so much to cover. It's really difficult. So I go off script a lot. These poor guys, my poor fam has to keep up with me. So I am so sorry, Floor. I am way down the script. You see where I am? I suck sometimes. Go ahead. Way down here. You see yourself? There you go.
Well, as you said, today we're going to talk about D-Day, taste, RMs, maybe all our angels and our beautiful boys.
Yep.
Mm. So today's show will highlight all things Bangtan that has been happening for the last month. Festa moving forward and has been absolutely insane. When BTS debuted 10 years ago, no one could have predicted their journeys, both ups and downs. Now we are on their solo periods, and for 5 members' entry into their military service, um, with Yoongi just having announced his pending enlistment. So, okay, well, let's premise by saying that we couldn't possibly cover all of this, but we'll begin to draw the lines of connection and discuss the science and psychology behind it.
All of it.
Or at least we'll try.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty open-ended statement. It's something new that we're bringing to the show, the science and psychology behind today's concept. It's actually something we've been doing under the DG platform for a long time, and so we're starting to merge the language because we actually air this show live on our diversity platforms as well, and it actually we have a lot of people who follow us there, so we've just continued to do that. And we figured at some point in life that our Living Pound 7 family would also want to know, how we merge our love for other fandoms also with Bangtan and how you can do that as well. We want people to know that there's not a separation in fandoms, right? Right, Floor, that you can love everything equally.
We can. I mean,
Right. Like Flora and I are medicine nerds. We're both in medicine, That's a fandom for us and it's a stressor for us. And so it's something we share a lot with between ourselves. But we want that army should be able to from diverse backgrounds and who like other things should also be able to merge those passions with the Bangtan passion as well. And we know that the boys do that. I mean, they're massive Marvel fans. They're huge fans of Star Wars. They all have these huge collections, and so they're all fans of something that brings them a lot of joy. So we want to be able to highlight those types of joys in the world as well, and um, you know help you to kind of see where those can help you in your journey and your wellness journey. So, oh my God, Flora, do we want to talk about finally opening the door?
we have
Do
to.
we
It's
do?
it's
First of all, do
yeah.
you think Army needs to know what we're talking about? Does everyone know what we're talking about? Let's see. Here's Mildred. Here's Tessa. Hey. So, Army, does everyone know what we're talking about when we say Yoongi finally opening the door? Are we pretty comfortable? Tessa says yes, yes. I knew she wanted to have this conversation. So, go ahead and talk a little bit about it and how extremely implemental it was, and how I've been waiting. You know that I've been saying it the whole time. When is he going to open the door? It's going to be the last show. It's going to happen. So, yay!
Yeah, it's been a big journey for him from the start. And as I said before, it's well, you said he showed us the way. Some of us find that as a light to us. I mean, he's been pragmatic for most of his life. He's more like facts and work, making things happen. I mean, most of all of his dreams have they are real. They are a reality now. Most of them. So,
Mm-hmm.
but in these last 2 years, it's been about our relationship between Bangtan and us, and it's a great relationship. I really love being part of this, and what he deserves to feel feels and accept as worthy, and he said that. Um, Also, this tour was not for just for Yoongi, no, yeah, was for all of them, for all the 7 of them. He said so Army would have this memory, and we're happy for that. I mean, I'm really, really happy to have the memory of DDAY, and it's a way. I mean, that's a memory that will hold on to us for the wait for them. We're all together, so
Yeah. Um, remember we were having, I think we were having a chat because we have lots of chats, so you guys understand we have an entire mental health team now, which is also part of our surprise coming up. We have a lot to bring you guys, my lovely army. And in there we talked a lot about how the for me the analogy of the door has been with us since Wings, if not before Wings. But with Yoongi's entire presentation during the D-Day concerts, we were being treated to those glimpses, right, of those closed doors. And if you remember in the I Need You film, he's in an extremely enraged state. He's in a lost state behind closed doors. And that's why the fire has, with him lighting the cigarette and the match, that the fire had the ability to burn, right? That's why I love Burn It so much, because Burn It is a representation of that, a physical manifestation of that type of burning that we go through as we're trying to burn away all of these things that are tying us down and keeping us locked in. And I think that that door having been closed for so long for him, um, as we saw in Amygdala, he finally showed us, look, I've been behind this door. I have tried so hard to get to it. All the parts of myself have tried to get to me to get to it, to open it for me, and I couldn't do that. Right? So opening that door had to be, it was the thing I've been waiting for 7 years. Waiting for that, and also waiting to see if they'd ever heal the mirror, or they just accepted the mirror was fractured and that there was multiple parts of them that they needed to accept. And what do you think? Do you think I'm kind of on point with it a little bit, or?
I mean, I'm new army most of the time, so I got late and everything. But I mean, I got to see when you look back on their pictures and their MVs, and you get to see all the pain that he had, and you see that also in his eyes. His eyesight has changed from years back to now. It's a total change. And I said it, he could open the door, I can open that door too. That's a main message to me, just as a personal message.
No, absolutely perfect. Exactly like Jessa said today, it was brilliant and emotionally moving symbolically and literally. He walked through and took us along with him. And that was the thing that we were saying that night together as a fam in the chat. We were saying, because, people have said that his we know he has to go in the military. This is just a given fact. It's what it is. But, it didn't, the thing that I have waited for this long, like you said, I knew, gosh, I'm going to sound a little rhetoric. Okay. So bear with me on it. But personally, my relationship with them is about them being able to bring me along, and maybe support my own fear of putting my hand on the door handle. Even with the million things you and I have done to get in medicine the way that we have, Flora, we still both deal with a lot of insecurity and uncertainty, right? And can we get to the door, and can we open the door and finally get to that place? So I think 7 years of the journey was waiting. I didn't need Yoongi to open it for me per se. I needed Yoongi to open it for the entirety of this of the movement and the flow, because once he'd done that, I knew he had also found his own peace. You know what I mean? His own peace and his own peace of mind. Hey, Joanna. Hey. So I know that was a little weird the way I said that, but I hope that makes sense. So I don't know how many people, if there's anyone, as we have a few people on the show, if anyone's watched, thank you so much for being on today, Joanna. I appreciate it so much. I'd like to really one day do the connection. I have to, between Wings and where we are today, like physically deep dive into it, because it's obviously the thing that I'm very strongly attached to. So what we're talking about obviously is the do you call that closure? Do we want to use the title of closure, or what do you label it, or how would you express it so that Army understands, what that movement is, and being able to step outside of a door that has contained such a huge part of yourself for so long?
I think it's more of moving on. I feel like there's a lot of acceptance more than, um, yeah, for you to be able to do that, to go through your own door, it takes a lot of acceptance of what you actually have been through. And I feel like, I mean, in Amygdala alone, he has painted all of like how hard it was for him to try to go back through all those memories and try to replay it in his brain and to be stuck in there. Um, but at the end of his concerts, to be able to smile and say, you know what, look at guys, I love you all, thank you for being with me, everything was just so symbolic. He's so brilliant. But like, I think it's more than, for us it's easy to say, okay, I found my closure, but it's more like how he said it, like, I've accepted this part of me, in fact this is a part of me, you
Mhm.
know. And I've accepted it, and I love it, and I embrace it because it's
Mhm.
part of me, it's part of who I am. And now with it, I'm moving forward. You know, I'm able to go through the door because I'm not denying its existence anymore. I'm not hating on it anymore. You know, I've embraced it so much so that I'm freely able to just, I'm not struggling to just, yank that knob anymore.
or
I'm
even or even reach the door.
Yeah, I can just, hey, I have, oh, you know what? I think it's more like I have power over it now. There's a lot of self-empowerment that happened in that very short ending there that just got us all like, oh my gosh, he went through the door. I can go through the door.
Yeah.
I thought it was really,
That is why our show is called what it is. I think the new series, if you notice, the new title series is about BTS, and Army, and an empowered, community. Because
mm,
I think from now on, and now moving forward, because of the book, a lot of it because of the book, I
mhm,
feel that we need to take ownership of that.
mhm,
The fact that we are such a strong, dynamic, empowered organization, group of people, and that we cower a largesse of of I don't want to, wellness power and self care power, uh,
mm.
because of the books, right? And because of the boys.
That was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And I loved what you guys were talking about here, that like even before, there were hints of that door. And I think it was in was it in not Black Swan, Blood, Sweat and Tears. I think it was in Blood, Sweat and Tears. There were
Yes,
references
that's
to
what
lots
here.
of doors over there, right? There were a lot
All
of
boys.
doors. You have to go through a lot of doors,
Right. Yeah.
even when V was on top, what was that, V on top of the ledge?
Top of the ledge. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was shown through the door. you
Yes,
know
it was.
Mm.
Mhm.
there are a lot of doors in our lives and we don't realize it, but you know what, we can, as we go through these doors, we can choose to walk through it with love and acceptance and just power through it.
I think
Or,
the blood, sweat, and tears is actually the thing that laid the foundation. Uh, when you read the book and you read the depth of what went into creating that story of BST, and the risks that they took to tell that story, but then you look at the music video and you realize that it literally contains pieces of their story for the next 6 years that they hadn't even written yet. They had not even written, you know, Black Swan's in there. They had not even written, Blue and Gray's in there. They had not even written. I mean, I'm just trying to even think. Um, Fake Love, for God's sakes, and
I was just about to say
the
that.
entirety of BST is Fake Love. Literally. It's like
different rooms.
it's the two rooms. Exactly.
The
It's like
different rooms, the hallways, like even in their lives. Oh, they did a live with fake love, and they went through rooms. They always emphasize rooms, and our logos, the army logo and the BTS logo. You
all
know,
about doors.
coming from that armor, we're not gonna be all armored and all like looking all tough anymore. You know, we're opening possibilities.
Yeah.
We're welcoming. You know, it's I love them.
Oh, Mildred has a really good point here, so let's chat with that, okay? She says, I don't know if you all think the same as me, but him not only opening up to us with his music and his own way was to cope with it and use it for therapy. Yes, 1,000%, 100%. And only every single concert day we can see it, how he started and how he ended. And yes, no, you're 1,000% correct. He had 28 literally sessions of therapy with us. We call that therapeutic milieu. Mildred, we talk about it a lot here. It's actually something that's going to be coming up in part of our research floor, right? We've been discussing how D-Day was actually created as a therapeutic milieu. So I'll put the term in here in case you're curious about what I'm talking about. Do you want to explain what that is to them? Anybody? If not, it's okay. I'll grab it in just a second. Gosh, I wonder if I'm spelling it right. I sometimes I'm so bad. I'm so bad at it sometimes. So therapeutic milieu is about being able to find and create a space. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to multitask, so I didn't have this ready for you. I apologize. And that space, a scientific structuring of the environment to affect behavioral change and improve the individual's psychological health and functioning. Is that not what D-Day is? 28 blessed days of structuring your environment to affect behavioral change and improve your everyone's mental health who was not just sitting in that auditorium but who watched the show. This is why I say that D-Day is therapeutic milieu. Boom.
And he brought us along with it. Every single one.
Yeah.
We were alongside him in his therapy. We were very important to his journey towards that healing.
But now let's look at this and mind blow everybody who's sitting here. Isn't all of Bangtan's music video and iconography therapeutic milieu?
Yeah.
Yes. they've literally built an environment and structure for improving our wellness because they place that at the height of their priority with anything they did. And how do we know that? Because they said it in the book. They physically said to us in this book, everything that we did was to make sure that Army's wellness was thought of first and ours alongside of them as their partner. So I've always said it about them. I've believed it about them. I've known it about them. Now they told us. they physically owned it. So let's talk about that a little bit then, because now we have and you see you already used moving forward. So guys, that's where moving forward came from, because moving forward is actually peppered throughout the book. A very important term. And that's where we are now, because Namjoon's used it quite a few times actually. So I'm saying our chapter 2 is in moving forward. We're in a state of moving forward right now. So that's, I think, what we're going to keep focusing on as we do shows, is the moving forward propulsion part of it. So let me ask you then, let's talk a little bit about how V then also created therapeutic milieu for us.
Oh my gosh. I think for me, what Floor, do you want to go first?
No. This is more your area than mine. I'm stuck with bugs.
No. But how he created a warm, safe environment for us. I mean, literally a warm, safe environment.
His latest movies are really warm. I mean, we got the day finale, a lot of crying, big hit news, and the next day was like a warm, like a hug. and his voice like so soothing, like
Mhm.
saying, "I'm here. You're gonna be okay. We're going to
Yeah,
move forward."
yeah. They knew what we would go through because they probably feel the same way.
Hmm.
And for them to put V right after that door, and then the news hit us like a big school bus. I might add. But like what you said, Floor, it and it's amazing because it's just one room. And even the colors they used, did you realize the colors they used? Gold, and red. These are
Yeah,
colors of passion. You're special, and then he sings about rainy days, and rainy days usually connotes to like the emotions drop down. So but he was singing about I love you, you're valued, you're seen, I want to be with you. It's okay. I'm here. I hear you. I'm listening, his smile on that bed and like sniffing the jacket. It's like that's me right now. you know. So it's brilliant. I love how his personality, he's such a sweetie, and how his song and how the MV was played out. It was just so soothing and calming and accepting.
Yeah, from the moment you get it opens, there's this state, just the timbre of his voice already gives you that, right? And even if he's belting out a cipher, there's a timbre to V's voice that always gives you a state of I guess you're gonna say, I call it a tether to comfort. All of them have that, right? But there's something about his tone that just automatically hooks you, and you're like, okay, 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 I'm okay now,
yeah,
um I got it, I got it, I can breathe. I feel like that very much, with his voice, and I feel a high level with that with Jin, when we're hearing Jin sing Abyss, or we're hearing Jin sing Tonight. These are songs where we have a massive state of connection to our own emotional trauma and our roller coaster, but then the voice reaches in and it says, yes, I may be suffering, but I need you to know I'm here. I'm here for you. It's like there's this thing. um so so let's talk a little bit then about his approach, because I think we're all highly appreciating Love Me Again a lot, in terms of how he approached this, the aesthetic of shooting, where he's shooting that film. Flora, have you actually been in there? Have you been in that?
no, it's it's from Spain has some islands in the Mediterranean, so I've never been there. I'm not like a summer person. Okay, European summer, I hate it. I'm from Lima, just 2 seasons, from 15 to 30 degrees top, but I moved. And I'm over almost at 40 every day. So I've never been in the south, like, because I didn't want to. I want to go now, so I want to go
Don't we
and
all?
send pictures.
Take me along with you, Floor.
Wait. A Bangtaning trip to Mallorca. It's happening. Are you kidding? I have to go into those stalagmites and those stalactites. They're one of the. I,
Yeah,
I
I mean, when
mm,
I heard it was the first theory was from Malaga. There,
Mhm,
I know there are shows on on those caves, but
mhm.
I didn't heard from the Mallorca. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I found out that one.
Mm.
But I mean the building from Madrid, yes, I go through close to that every day. So
I know that building. I can't believe you get to pass it like pretty much every day. That's so awesome when you're able to look at something that they were there. Okay, so it's not about being an obsessed fan. It's about the connection. We'll constantly go back to that terminology. It's about knowing that something beautiful was created in that space, and
Mhm.
that beautiful thing that was created makes us so warm and happy inside. Then when we look at that place that they were, it just it translates as that same warmth, right?
Yes, and it's like I mean, when I saw Rainy Days, 6 a.m. I got to work and didn't left work until noon next day. So I was like super tired. I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. It's so hot, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I like it here. I like it here.
Oh,
That's the joy of living here.
that was great.
I felt that floor like you know how like when you're hit with a certain sadness or an emotion that's so strong, you kind of want to cave in
Yeah.
and I feel like that first song, Love Me Again, being set in the cave, they knew we were gonna feel it. Right, number one, and then the second song drops and it's everywhere in just this one room. It's within the house, within the comfort of your comfort zone. So, how he presented it, the colors and the vibe, the tone of the song really brings it all mellow, makes you feel comfortable. But also, I felt a lot of nostalgia
Yeah.
listening to both songs. And nostalgia always brings you that feeling of, it brings you to like a feeling of going into memory lane, like reminiscing, and so it always has this good emotion that goes with it. So I feel like that's kind of like the undertone of that entire song presented to us, the visuals. It's you know it's okay to be in your comfort zone, it's okay to cave, it's okay to just kind of feel to feel happy but in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You don't have to be all loud, it's okay. So I love that, and he's there and he's saying, I'm here with you, I'm here with you.
Mm.
Yeah. I yes. I think if we had to trust someone to be able to walk us through the door, walk with us through that door, and hold our hand on the other side of it, I would say it's definitely Taeyonga. Taeyonga has a very, like you said, he's a warm, embracing being. They all are. So yes, remember we're massively OT7 in this place, but Taeyonga is such an empathetic. Yep, his empathy factors and innate. It's beautiful how well he understands and what emotion is like in this world. So I want to say that with I love Rainy Days. I love the fact that he shot this music video from the perspective of Yantan. Um, and then Yantan is us.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Talk, who would have thought of that? Tell me, who would have thought of do something like that?
Just say,
It's
honestly.
just him.
Hmm.
Just him. You remember I was saying in the chat that what we were going to end up getting from Tay, that no matter when it came, that it was going to be warm and inviting, and that it wasn't going to be loud. It was going to be this soft, and that I'm so sure this is what he would give us because this is what he knows we need now.
Mhm.
And that's it's literally what it is.
Because Tay is so grounding.
Yeah, he's very grounding.
All of our boys are so grounded, but Tay he exudes like, I'm so grounding. It's like earthing with me. Come earthing with me.
It.
Come take my hand. Let's go earthing together.
So, for people who may not know what that concept of earthing means, you want to kind of give them an understanding of why that works with grounding, because we've talked about grounding in our 5 stages of trauma recovery, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
grounding has to do with acceptance and acknowledgement. So, earthing is about
Yeah. But go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. It's about connecting to the space within,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of therapeutic milieu. It's about the space within. Um, and for most people, they literally go in and there's a sensory state of being part of nature
Mm-hmm.
that helps to be able to create a state of grounding. or
Yep.
balanced or calm within yourself.
Yep.
Hey, Maggie. Nice to see you. So happy to see you. Woo-hoo. So I may be wrong because I really, it's been a bit since I've talked about it, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's earthing really is, although by the literal word of it, it's connecting with nature, but it also means connecting with your environment. The point of earthing is that you're trying to create a safe space, right? So you want to connect with what's around you. So for example, if you're traveling and you go to a new place, in order for your system to make the connection that, like, okay, this is a safe space for me, a lot of people would, like what Nisha said, would take off their shoes and just step on the soil or step on the grass of that area and kind of have their body, that sensory part of their body, connect with that area. The point is really creating a safe space. Yeah.
it is. It's craniosacral, exactly. So grounding appears. So it's literally part of grounding, as we spoke about. Grounding appears to improve sleep, normalize the day-night cortisol rhythm, reduce pain, reduce stress, shift the autonomic nervous system from sympathetic towards parasympathetic. I'll probably post this so everyone can see this. Activation, and it increases heart rate variability. So actually, it creates the lability that you need. If it's too high, it brings it down. If it's too low, it brings it up. And it actually speeds up wound healing. So it's really because it has a lot to do with your vascular flow. It's improving vascular flow also.
Circadian, yeah, rhythm. Nisha, did you just read the description for V there?
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. Right here. Shall I post it? Oh, we should do that. We should literally say the definition of Kim Chae-young.
Right, Flora? Because like we were all crying after Suga's like, how much of sleep? We were all still talking after the fraud event, and all of a sudden V's song. Okay, I can finally sleep now.
That's exactly what everybody said. We were all like, okay, we're good. We got this.
We just gave me a hug.
Yeah. I mean, Flora and I, everybody's been going through varying levels of illness and sickness and a lot of stress over the last few weeks, really. And I think, dude, his his two songs have just, it just created that unbinding of that stress that wants to kick in. Yeah. So I cannot wait. Like Mildred said, I can't wait for the next 3 songs. I mean, if this is what he gives us to open with, can you imagine what the rest of it? And he uses the term layover. So like, I know.
Ooh, but like imagine we're always traveling, we're always moving, but we take it's like resting. Layover, when you're flights and you have a layover, it's resting in a different place before you move to the next destination. So that's brilliant. I never thought of it that way. So it's okay to take rests. It's okay to take rests.
I mean, Yoongi took lots of those. No, just kidding, because poor baby, they didn't get any sleep at all, those poor things. The more you read the book, the more you're like, holy moly, how did they survive? Right? Because they're like, when did they sleep? They were working 21 hours out of a day. It was insanity. And now I understand why we would see the Bangtan bombs and they'd be sound asleep while their hair was getting done and makeup, because that was 30 minutes to sit still. And I was like, yes, okay. This is a creative space. I love it. I love it. So
this is power of the pause. Layover is power of the pause.
Ooh, you should type that in there. Power of the pause.
Right.
That's a good one. Type that into the chat, into our thing. So
can you do it? Can somebody do it? For some reason, I couldn't type in. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Put it in the document, and I'll grab it and put it out later. I love the concept of that. So we talked about Tay. I mean, we'll be talking about Tay. We have a Tay dedicated show coming up at some point with Angela Lantu. So that's hopefully should be our next one. We're gonna just do a really quick shout out to the JK effect. These Calvin shoots, holy moly, man! These Calvin shoots have been something.
Good lord.
Like,
Look at floors.
what is going on here? You know what I love about it? I think what I love the most about it is the fact that every look was different. And this last one at the, I think it was the Guggenheim, I think, because of the way that the museum looked. I think it was the Guggenheim in New York. But I actually really love that. Huh?
Look like it. Look like it.
It looked
Look
like
like it.
wow, what did you think about that? That was unexpected. I didn't expect to get that out of nowhere. Bam, right in your
No.
face.
Yes. I said at the beginning, it's being a hectic week. It was like sadness, more sadness, and then like, whoa, we're up, and then we're upper. And it's like,
No,
Yeah.
but the interesting thing about the Guggenheim Museum, well, not that we all know it houses arts, but they have emphasis on the art of the human body, especially the sculptures, how it's presented in different ways. And then we see JK's abs twirling around there. So Guggenheim would be the best place, I guess. But
I mean, it is a work of art, so let's just go with that.
it is. Oh
I'm
gosh.
gonna go with that one. Uh, so that was another beauty. We really didn't get to touch a lot on Seven. Seven just had a massive promo wheel behind it. It was, JK's way to be able to express who he is, try something different, be a 26-year-old pop artist who's really on the rise and could be one of the best in the world. I mean, he is literally listed in the top 120 voices of the century. So, and he's earned that spot. So, just a shout out. Yes, work of art for sure. Yeah.
10 million views according to Suga. Show us the abs and there'll be 10 million views.
Yoongi's like, so this is how we get views. Do this.
I was surprised they didn't put a smiley face over it this time.
They did nothing. I love it. It's so beautiful. I actually really love the look on him. I think a lot of people didn't understand that hairstyle. Now I know why he had it, but I like that look. It was extremely gender free, gender fluid. I felt that there was no box contained in that look whatsoever, if you know what I'm saying, and that it was a look that was open to anybody to interpret or want to connect to. So I love the concept of giving us looks like that. Same in Taeyunga's music video. They're very free and open, and they're very, very connective. I could wear those clothes that Taeyunga wore. Anybody could wear those clothes. So
Hoodies too. Like now that you mention it, hoodies is a comfort clothing. So
well, they use lots and lots and lots of hoodies, these boys, and me too. So I guess I connect in that point of view a little bit. So let's chat a little bit about our so with Jimin and Taeyunga being Cartier and Tiffany ambassadors, what a huge, massive wow. I mean, literally a huge, massive wow. The fact that our boys are literally at this moment, at any given moment, all seven representing, some of the largest fashion and music and also, jewelry accessory lines in the world. It is just speaks to how influential they are, that how much they're gentle giants, right?
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you see as the power behind? Because I got the chance when I was in Seoul before that Cartier collection actually was actually, you see him putting it out now. I actually got to see it in Seoul because I went directly to Cartier and it was out for a small exhibition. So I got to actually see it. I actually have pictures of it from back then. They're exquisite. They're absolutely exquisite. The colors, the lines, they're absolutely beautiful. So I I'm looking at him wearing these pieces, having looked at them myself, and I'm like, oh my lord, this the way that he's not wearing them. They're not wearing him. They're just part of his vibe.
Mm,
That makes sense.
yes,
Yep, you go,
that's
girl. So I love that, and I loved the I just love seeing Hobie's Louis Vuitton. Um,
mm,
his spread was absolutely beautiful. Also, a very subtle version of what Hobie could do, but it was a beautiful, subtle version. But now he has an entire line to himself, which I thought was absolutely that's incredible. It's not all seven, but I love that. And then what else we have? Namjoon with Namjoon with Bottega Veneta. And then Yoongi's Maison on Valentine, and he had an additional spread out. Just wasn't it like a couple weeks back? He had another magazine spread that had come out,
mm,
and I remember what he was wearing was also a full. The outfits that he wore in that spread were all from technically a female um, fashion line. I thought, nothing like them to just subtly just be who they are and express it in any way they want.
Mhm.
Like, the body is a temple of what you choose it to be, as long as you treat it well and healthfully,
mm,
and how you adorn it is up to you.
Mhm. Well, I think what I really love about that, number one, all these brands have a certain status quo, but they're defying that status quo, so to speak, because they're so down to earth. We'll wear it how we wear it. And so it's not, so they're kind of like, it's kind of like a statement, um, a big statement that's not verbal, but it's kind of like saying that, like, the brand doesn't define who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I define who I am, no matter what I wear, you know? And so they're okay wearing different kinds of clothes, whether it's, like you said, they're wearing female clothing line and it still good looks good because it's their confidence that's kind of beaming out, you know? And so it's kind of like a unspoken statement that, like, it you shouldn't be defined by what brand you're carrying,
Mm-hmm.
but we will carry the brand because we are the brand. You know, it's amazing. Lots of confidence. You are sure of who you are. I know my identity, and I'm lots of value in it. So
But let's
you
talk about it.
value yourself. Yeah.
And I think you just you tick straight into the concept of what we're writing in the paper. So all of these pieces of what we're talking about are part of the paper. This is all about two things. It's about self truth and self identity, and it's always going to be about those two things because they're the two things you need that we need to reflect on in as we move forward in our own personal wellness journeys is the confidence we have, the worth we have, the value we have, and who we are as human beings or as individuals is we is what makes up the parts of who we are as human beings and the building blocks of our identity, So look at them talking about it to us. I realized something, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. I could be, but do you not think that they're making choices on ambassadorships and campaigns, even songs in a sense? All of their music videos are based on telling a story, but creating continuing a foundation of support, I guess. Are we thinking? We're in pondering mode. I
Or go for it, Floor. I see it. I see it there.
see the brain thinking. Ghost Floor, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Uh, I know that there is nothing left to be azar with them. There's always plans, but I don't know how far. I don't know how it is possible because, as you said, they were they were talking about stuff that wasn't taught or written in the past, and they were already in there. So I'm just discovering these new worlds. It's a new thing, actually.
Your army in right now is so I don't want to say lucky. I'm going to say blessed. I'm going to say honored. Um, the Bangtan that you're able to see the way that they can present themselves right now, the choices that they're able to make, and in terms of their narrative. I mean, they had to fight so hard, fight so hard to be heard for so long, and for anyone to take that narrative seriously because no one thought it was a narrative that had any value to it. Isn't that insane?
I know, and I mean, and I think it happens also at this time. I mean, they are big, but they are not well accepted by everyone. And being an army, sometimes I feel like we're like kind of hidden. Sometimes I don't get to know many army friends from where I work or my common friends.
Yeah.
And when that happens, when I get to know someone, it's like magic. That happened also this Friday, so I'm really into it.
Yay! I love it.
I already said that it's like magic because when we recognize each other, it's like, do you like K-pop? K-pop, and I was like, yeah. Do you like BTS? Yeah, I like BTS. And then we start talking about them. Yeah, you saw that, and we're like in the middle. We were meeting to talk about patients.
I know.
And then like, oh, okay, we sort of our problem, and then again, I was like, just that moment, it was like magic because that was the two of us. No, any the other people in the room didn't understand what we were talking about,
What you're saying.
or who we were talking about, or why we were so hyped. Like,
Yeah, you just met this person, all of a sudden you guys are best friends, right?
yeah, but no, I knew her from before.
Oh, well, yeah.
What just happened that she saw my cell phone screen, and that was it. We otherwise we have never talked about K-pop.
Wow.
I wear my let me get it. Here. This is how I have my name tag on. So, I mean, I represent DG and I represent as you could see, my my boys. And they're on me all the time. Like at work, I always have them on me. And it opens the door for people to be able to identify. I proudly identify with this. I don't care if it's the head of surgery who's talking to me and this is what I have on. This is who I am. I'm not taking this off because I have any source of angst or I'm highly confident in representing myself as a Pangtani or as army. Highly confident in it. It is a huge state of shift in my existence. Huge, as well you understand, because all of us have probably as women of color, and women in an industry maybe sometimes that is a little more patriarchal or it has a different shift to it. We have to fight a little harder, but we also have to show a very high level of professionalism. And I'm okay with being this person. If they see these boys on me, okay, because it's part of my worth and part of my value, and I'm good to talk about it. So when a patient identifies with it, that's so even the better for me. You know what I mean? I'm a nerd for a living, so hello. I run a geek company. I have to be this person. So we're gonna really run really quickly with because we're at the end of the show already. With Namjoon, we know we have the new album coming up, and obviously he was so quiet and gentle about it, but obviously rest in peace to Moni and to his family, who are of course suffering the loss and grieving. I understand Namjoon saying, "Hey, he wasn't with me all the time, and maybe I don't feel it as much as my family, but still, you're still feeling it because your pet's your family, right?" So, And then with Jin reaching massive milestones in the military with his promotions. And oh my God, there was a period of time over the last 2 weeks where Jin had the most number of articles and never of anybody. He of almost any K-pop idol whatsoever. He actually, as of yesterday, has remained the most sought or chosen K-pop idol for those quizzes they do. Oh, somebody you want to spend the summer with, someone you want to go on the boat with, someone you want to go on a picnic with, all that stuff. Jin is literally the person chosen for just about every single thing. And there, I even wrote that post. I was like, oh my God, almost 100 articles are out. I was joking, but it was felt like it because there was so many. And also, he's still single-handedly a lot of the brand ambassadorship behind Otogi. Jim Ramen is just literally breaking records at a global level in terms of what it's doing with the market and the demand for it. So it's insanity, And he's not even doing a bigger brand. He chose smaller brands.
Mm.
And do you know how many people have been going to that experience to learn how to make alcohol?
Really? Well done.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, he was about raising the cultural awareness of something that was part of their endemic to their culture, and it's part of who he is. It's the richness of who he is, and how he succeeds everywhere that he goes is just. Namjoon said, "I'm not worried about Jin Young. He's going to succeed because he succeeds in everything he does," and he wasn't kidding.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, and his charm, and he was so cute and shy on day 3, hiding behind Hobie because we caught him with his army bomb.
Yeah, that was I loved it.
So precious.
A moment of shyness from our Jin,
So precious. He'll never not be that
Oh
person.
my gosh, they both look so good. Can I just say that?
Oh my God.
They're like, what is the military? What are their exercises? They both look so good. Okay.
They look very good. Let's just say. Like, okay, when this man comes out, that you compare how he wore that shirt before he went into military and how that shirt looks on him now. Oh
4
my
hamster to 8 hamsters.
yes, 4 hamsters to 8 hamsters. Nah, man, it's the measure of who he is. He could have always been like that. When you're in a K-pop world, they keep you smaller for a reason. I don't know why. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I wish they would just let people be who the body naturally wants them to be. When he comes out, I'm really hoping he doesn't do what Taeyong did, for instance, when Taeyong was like, "Oh, we had to come out and lose weight," and I'm like, "Don't, why? Why can't you just come out and just be you?" And I'm really hoping that that's what we're getting. That they come out, that they don't go to that status quo of I have to lose 1 million. And no, I don't want you to do that. Taeyong is so teeny, and he's like, "I'm 62 kilos. You look freaking amazing. Could you just not?" Make it a big deal. You look insanely beautiful. So, and Hobie, good God, man. I was like, geez, okay.
Right? And I miss both their smiles. I miss Hobie and
Oh
Jin.
my God. Those few minutes from them was like an eternity of sunshine.
Like, thank you for being here. But the support they gave, all the Hyungs in that one line in that one picture, I'm like, ooh, now I know what was going down.
Yeah, my young line bias. My sweet babies. There was a meme going on, and I actually really appreciated it, that B, the first day where Jungkook was Burn It B, the second day was Jimin, and it was Tony and T, and then the last day was Strange with Namjoon, so it was BTS.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I don't put it beyond him to have done it at all.
It's brilliant too, because all 6 of them were okay. So 2 that were already in the military was there on the last day. And then we had 3 guests on each of the days.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Suga, so there's 6. And as soon as Big Hit made the announcement, 7, V made the drop
But the 3 of them were at the show on
on
the
the
day
Seoul
of
one
the
before the
Seoul
encore.
one.
Yeah.
So Tunga was there. So at least I know that at least they've all been there. It's just now I understand a little bit about him not appearing just was interesting to all of us. And as Tessa said, this is because we knew we were getting him in that moment. And I got it. I understood it. But
These are like, he's the one catching us right here. Like, okay, I'm ready.
like, I got you. You're right in here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we really need to close. I know this was like a lot to take it in on, and it's our comeback show basically. Hosiek is Hope on the Street doc, which is coming up, and his album release is coming up. Please stream your life out. Stream for Taeyong as much as you can. Let's get Layover where it needs to be. I believe it was that Rainy Day was already at 13 or 14 million. I believe Love Me Again should be over 14. I have to go back and look at the numbers, but it's really important because we want them. We want their success, So the more we give to them, the more success there is, right? That's I think actually Love Me Again had 30 million. I may be wrong though. I have to go back and look at that. So Jungkook, of course, we already covered that. So I think we covered everything going on with everyone. And then, I think we covered everything. Oh, yeah. Look. So then we got Jungkook. Jimin listened to Love Letters. Jungkook listened to Love Letters, and now Namjoon listened
to Love Letters. Like,
damn it.
He was trying to be tough, but you can see in his face.
Hell no. That was like my baby. Oh my God. He needs to stop, man. He's okay. I'm like, Namjoon, just cry. It's okay. Just cry. Oh, I'm so happy. I messaged Nia and I'd be like, girl, I'm so happy for you. Like, look at this, and that the rest of them have probably already watched it. Every live, they're like, please listen to Love Letters, so when someday, hopefully, the rest of them will do it. But okay, my loves, I think we did really good. I think we covered just about everything. But there is some things going on about possibly something coming up on Netflix. I don't know that it's true, so I really won't talk about it right now. If it's true, I'll certainly post it out and let you know about that. I think, did you guys want to talk about any of these last few things that we wrote and read?
I think we definitely need to do a second live somewhere.
We really do, because this is a lot to cover. Because the next thing we wanted to talk about was about their solo, just where we are with the solo discoveries. I like to always catch up on what we're seeing in their journey and what we're discovering about them.
I think that's really important. I would love to have another live.
Oh no, we will. So. Hold on. I've got so much going on. Sorry about that, because we're in the middle of doing the move as well, so I'm trying to keep that on board. All right, my love. So just to let you know, Joanna, myself, and Tessa will be launching a new show coming up pretty soon. It's mental health focused, what we talked about. We actually don't have. I think we're called. What's the name, Joanna?
It's called The Purple Door.
Called The Purple Door. Oh. It's the name of our new show. It's a high-level focus on mental wellness across all fandoms. It's not only Bangtan, but it's Bangtan-centric, if that makes sense to you. Because either way, we're learning so much through them and through their lessons. And we're going to talk about things like grounding, earthing. Yeah. So we're going to focus a little bit more about how these fandoms specifically help us in these therapeutic milieu spaces. And I think therapeutic milieu, which we've introduced you today, is actually going to be what we talk about the majority of the time. Mm-hmm. And we will be releasing, Joanna and I have a book we're working on. God alone knows when it's going to happen, but it's
happening to you. Releasing tomorrow.
You want us to work overnight and get it finished? Okay.
I'm so excited about this book.
This book is going to be insane.
We should call it Purple Door too. Just kidding.
We have actually 2 research papers we were asked to work on, so we're actually trying to write those as well. I'm like my head is spinning as we have so much coming at you. So forgive us when we're away for a little while because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. We're just not a regular show. We're actually a research company as well. We're working as on from double time as DG and LB7, and there's a lot of things going on out there that I want to constantly share with you. We can't always do that. Oh, I'm so happy you are on today. Then when the purple door starts, I cannot wait. That's going to just be immensely amazing because this is us finally bringing the therapeutic nature of things to you. And then actually what we're going to be bringing you in the next 2 months, which I'm almost at the tail end of it, is launching on our website will be our services. So under the Diversity Geek and Living Bangtan 7, you will be able to tap in and sign up for services. What that means is we'll be doing hosting workshops, the smaller workshops out of the healing messages of Bangtan, and then the self-reflective journey through fandom series through DG. So you'll be able to sign up for little ones. We're probably going to have those on Meetup, and a couple of other spaces. And then we're actually going to have the ability to sign up to do internships with us. So you could toggle. And right now we're working with one of my very favorite people over in Uganda on helping her to actually launch a new song. Wow. And the song is actually Bangtan centric, and it's a mental wellness song. And we're working with them on that project and getting that out. So we do a lot and there's a lot going on. And so look forward to that song because that'll be launching. It'll premiere hopefully here on our sites at sometime in the next month or two, depending on the artist, of course. It's at the artist's discretion. And then we have that to bring you. We have, oh my God, an entire series based on the lyrics that we're going to be working on. So that's the one tickler that Joanna and I are giving you about the book. It's about that. Yes. We won't give you any more. But that's just so you know, that's where we're going with it. So just so much. Just keep track and as of we will resume our Beyond the Story chapter discussions. We did our first one. It was great. We just didn't have time to do any more, but we'll probably resume those, I hope, in the next month because Tessa's been waiting for us to get those going. So we will soon. And, look for us and keep a track on diversitygeek.org because the website's going to be updated with a lot of stuff in the next month or two. And, Joanna has a book out that she's going to be, that she should be posting if she gives me the link right here. I'll post it.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a multi-author book that was just released, and she's written chapter 3 and talks about her journey with Bangtan, correct?
Yes. So a lot of references with our boys there and how their music had helped me with my healing journey.
Yes. So let's show a lot of love for that. We'll post that out all in our sites. I think I'll do a quick interview with you like this week so we can get everybody to try and buy the book. And there's a special right now, I believe. So something like if you buy the book, there's a special raffle or something that you get in, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So it's only 99 cents until today, just today, I think. Yes. And so if you buy it and you leave a review on Amazon, you will get a voucher, a travel voucher to any country that you would like to go to. So that's pretty cool.
Can you put the link in the private chat and I'll put it in here right now because obviously it's our last day to get this done.
Okay, let me give you the link to it right now. Okay. Oh, it'll be my Facebook, but it's public, so right there.
So okay, perfect. So let me post that for you so we can get everybody out to get that done.
I talked a lot about music therapy there, and then a lot of references to the first song. There is Amygdala, as you could imagine, talking about trauma. So,
of course, actually, lie is always my go-to when it comes to trauma. So,
The last.
Lie and the last. Yep. All right, my loves. Oh my God, we are so past our time. Yeah. So we'll look for us. We should be dropping in again sometime this week. I have a few things coming up, but I'm hopefully we're going to be somewhere in the midweek. I don't know. I have to check with Joanna on timing on that, because once the series launches, we're going to try our best to stick with the schedule. And then from the week after, we're going to be doing our Teyunga show, hopefully with Angela when she's able to come on, and Lantu. And you should be looking forward to, I believe, Flora, are we not working on a show that's going to be done all in Spanish with Army Malaga?
We are. I'll let you know later, but we are trying to do that. Trying to get to more people who are willing to, because we're just Arimara, myself, and I'm trying to find new friends.
No, I think if we'll get it. I think people, it's just them feeling the comfort level of being on a show. This is what everyone's number one thing is can I be on a screen? But really, when you talk about Bangtan, it kind of everything falls away.
It flows. I know.
Yeah, it really
flows.
I know, because you went through this, Terry went through this, so I'm like, don't worry, just talk about the boys and you're fine, it's true. And then we have another show coming up with BTS Family Association, which will be all in French as well. So lots coming up. Yay. I am hoping that we're going to be able to do an entire show in Tagalog that Joanna can work on with our Philippine Army community. So, and we have a massive, and I do mean a very large Philippine Army community. And I do want to be able to, how I want to pay that forward and not only do things in English. I've said this many times.
Thank you for doing that, Nisha.
Yes. So, I that's our goal, is to be able to get as much done as we can in other languages as possible. So even if I don't understand it all, it's okay.
It'll work out.
All right, my love. So keep a track. Remember how to find us. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Twitch is where we're going to be doing most of the streaming coming up. It won't actually be through here, so pay attention to Twitch. And then, of course, on Twitter, we should be doing our Twitter Spaces, hopefully coming up sometime soon, and we'll see how the world works. All right, my loves. Apabangpo to everybody, Borahe, and if you'll notice, we did not play our thing. We have a really quick little beautiful mood reel for you from Tay. So I'm going to turn off my cam and play that real quickly.
Okay.
Ended pretty soon. So all right. So I think we lost Flora and everyone. Apabangbo, love you so much. We'll be back with you pretty soon. And if you have any thoughts or concepts of anything you want us to do for a show, please let us know. You know how to reach us, all of our sites. Bye. Love everyone. Bye. Bye, boy. Jorge.